This video is about cyberbullying.
Cyberbullying affects many, especially teenagers, on a daily basis.
It involves using technology to bully or harass another person.
More than 1 in 3 young people have been threatened online.
And over half of these young people don't tell their parents.
Cyberbullying can be really damaging. It can lead to anxiety, depression, and even suicide.
Because it happens through technology like mobile phones and social networking sites, the bullied can feel like there's absolutely no escape. They go home and their bullies can still get to them.
We all go online, it's a fact of modern life, but we don't have to put up with being bullied. There are things you can do. Lilies are like...
Have a look to see what this school is doing. It's a great project. Cyber Mentors. There's 6 formers and they've also been training a local primary school too.
Hi, I'm Laura and we are students from Horbury School in Wakefield, West Yorkshire, and we are all trained cyber mentors.
Nearly 2 years ago we were trained by Beat Bullying to mentor people online who have bullying related issues.
The success of the Cyber Mentors online mentoring schemes has led to the face-to-face mentoring in our school.
This face-to-face mentoring doesn't have to be related to bullying issues, but can be problems in the classroom. We know we cannot deal with the problems as well as our pastoral support officers or our senior leader team, but we can be the first rung of the ladder for this.
As a group, we've produced our own branded literature which is prominent all year round and not just on Anti-Bullying Week.
As well, we have utilised social networking sites such as Twitter and Facebook and designed and developed our own Horbury School Cyber Mentors website to keep the students up to date with all the anti-bullying news.
We know we can't change the world, but we are part of a group that's trying to put a stop to bullying in our school, and we hope that we can make a difference in our society. We're
taking
action
Together.
Let's talk a little bit about internet conflict in general. The best and worst thing about the internet is that it's accessible to everyone, which means that you're always going to be encountering people with completely contrasting opinions and viewpoints to you. So if you're posting a bit about you or your views online, whether it be in a blog or just a comment or in a video maybe, then there's always going to be someone who disagrees or doesn't like what you're doing and will then try and engage you in that. A lot of people can just sit and have a healthy debate about their issues, but others not so much. Like I said, the internet's accessible to everyone, which means that there are going to be people who are a bit crazy passionate about their views or who are just downright mean to people. And if some genuinely malicious person does show up and sees somebody doing something online that they don't like, then that can have some really nasty consequences. They can start to harass the person, like annoy them on every single website that they use. Generally just do everything they can to try and drive the person off the internet. Sometimes it can be a lot worse. Maybe that person might have a bit of extra computer knowledge and might, hack into your accounts or send you a virus and that sort of thing. And that is probably the hardest part about cyberbullying and internet conflict in general. People online have the power to remain anonymous, which means that they can do all this sort of stuff to you and you can still just have no idea who they are. And while some people might look into this subject and think, oh, it's just the internet, it doesn't matter, I mean, there's still people who will read these things and insults about maybe their race or their weight or their sexuality and take it really hard. And then, of course, that can have some major repercussions in real life as well. Cyberbullying is definitely a very difficult form of evil because, as I mentioned before, people are still kind of having difficulty finding out how they can beat it.
Here's Phil and Dan to show you some excellent tips on how to stay safe on the internet.
I'm Dan.
And I'm Phil, and we're here to give you some tips on how to stop cyberbullying. Tip 1. Block people.
Yes, pretty much every single website has the ability to block people on it. So if somebody is cyberbullying you, saying mean things to you, posting mean things like on your profile, then just block the person. Because if you block the person, then they can't contact you anymore. So the first thing that you should do if you're being cyberbullied is see if you can block the person, because then it just stops them being able to communicate with you.
Block.
Tip 2, report them.
If someone's cyberbullying you, but not necessarily to you, like making videos about you or saying bad things, then you can
Or posting photos or something.
Yeah, you can report them to the website.
Yes, pretty much every website has the ability to report people. So if somebody's cyberbullying you, but not to you, then you can take what they're saying and you can report them to the website, because pretty much every website has anti-bullying policies in their community guidelines. So if blocking doesn't work, then report what they're saying to the website.
Report. Tip 3. Tell someone.
Yes, if blocking someone or reporting someone isn't working and you're still being cyberbullied, then you need to tell someone about it.
Like a friend, a teacher, anyone that
anyone that can help. I mean, it might sound a bit lame, but telling a parent or telling a teacher is going to be helpful, because especially if somebody's in your school and they're cyberbullying you, telling a teacher is a way to get the problem solved, because, you know, most of these websites have ways of stopping it by blocking people or reporting people, but if it's still continuing, then just tell somebody, because that's usually the quickest and easiest way to just end it. Tip 4. Don't let people contact you anonymously.
There's many websites now like Formspring and Facebook apps where people can send you anonymous messages. This is usually a bad idea.
Yes, pretty much everybody that uses some sort of anonymous question website has experienced the same thing. Anybody that is anonymous can say whatever they like to you, and it is a really stupid idea. But especially if you're being cyberbullied, there is no reason for it to be happening. So if you're being cyberbullied anonymously, just turn it off, okay?
Don't use it.
Yes, and don't respond to it, which is another thing. If somebody is cyberbullying you anonymously, then just don't even acknowledge it. But if it's getting to you, then turn it off, because there is no reason why you have to deal with it, okay?
Final tip, do not publish your personal details online.
Yes, you have to be really careful about what you do with your personal details online. On any website where your information is public, you need to be really careful that you don't post things like your address or your mobile phone number, okay? Because you don't want people that you don't know or people that you may not like from knowing these details, okay? Because, you know, if you post your mobile phone number on Facebook and then some bullies at school see it, then...
Or evil Barry from Michigan.
Yes, or evil stalkers from America. You know, it's not a good idea. So just be very careful and don't put any of your information online. Just keep it in your friend groups, okay?
It's not just the younger generation that has an understanding for cyberbullying. Here's Peter Oakley.
This cyberbullying, these people who can hide behind any electronic device, either their own or in a public place or on a telephone, and text and message people with disgraceful bullying, which, as we know, many people, of course, can't take, and there are the stories of many young people who have taken their own life because of it. So it's a very serious matter, and I think maybe through this exposure on YouTube of the problems and the exposure that there's now becoming a bit more prevalent in the media, that something can be done, and the police and the internet service providers can find these people who think they are invisible, and I hope that the courts will hand out very severe punishments so that the message gets out that this is just not acceptable. You can be found, you will be punished, you will be metaphorically beaten up, and let's hope we can put a stop to this disgraceful behaviour that people seem to think is funny to do.
The internet is a place of wondrous happiness and joy. It is not a place where you have to be cyberbullied, okay? It is in your power. So follow the tips and have a happy internet.
Yay!
If you've been affected by any of the issues in this video, please keep watching for further information.
If you feel that you've been a victim of harassment or hate speech on YouTube, remember that you can always block the offending user to prevent further communication. If the problem persists, visit youtube.com/safety for more information on how to report the abuse.